want to talk about this thing called the plateau of latent potential. This chart is in a lot of different kinds of books. I think the latest one that we saw it was from Atomic Habits by James Clear. So this is a fantastic book. You can read about that. We learn so much from that book. This is basically called the Valley of Disappointment. Basically this gap right here, which can take a long time, and of course this is in combination with this thing called the J curve. This is usually the process of, I think, learning everything, doing anything, whether getting into a new career, starting a new business, or even studying for a new topic. So usually things happen underneath the surface, and is actually also in combination with a compounding kind of effect, or maybe like a 1% growth effect every day. Usually, for example, if somebody comes into the real estate business, they will see that, why is it that I'm not seeing results after maybe a few months, 1 year, or maybe even 2 years or 3 years. To share this, I think just based on our own personal experience for the past 16 years, this has happened to us multiple times. For us, if you have seen our backstory, basically you can just Google a Melvin Lim interview or PropertyLimBrothers interview. You're going to see a lot of backstories that when I personally started real estate in 2007, all the way until 2013. Basically 2013 was the year that it was a great reset for ourselves because we made a business mistake. Everything went to zero. I have to start the career back from scratch with a family with 3 kids back then. Now I have 4 kids. I was already I was that time I think 32 years old, and it was like a great setback. That restart technically changed my mindset because I would deem my entire career in real estate as the first 2007 to 2013, that 6 to 7 years, as a very short game mentality. So a lot of decisions that we make were very short game. It's just to, come in and earn a quick buck in the industry. And then from 2013, we want to make things correctly. And that was the start point of the long game mindset, doing things starting from why, understanding our purpose, why we are doing certain things, how we want to change things in the industry, how we want to really put ourselves in the shoes of consumers. And I think the moment we start to figure out our purpose is to add value to consumers and to do things with excellence, things change dramatically. However, for us, 2013 was here. After the Great Reset, that was technically the year that our banks was depleted to zero because of a business mistake. That was a great learning lesson for us. But from 2013 all the way until here to 2016 December, that was the first video home tour that we created. That to us, I think, is like a growth period that is hidden under the surface, right? Because we were starting to do things correctly, started to come with the concept of real estate integrity. We also started with the concept of really thinking, if let's say every transaction, we can position our mindset to think that if I were to be the seller or the buyer, what would be my expectation? How would I want my real estate consultant to serve me? And then from there, we reverse engineer the entire customer journey process. So I would say this was a good 4 years of calibrating our mindset. This thing then repeat itself, and I would then deem here as a 2016 December all the way until 2019. Why is that so? Is because our first 2 to 3 years of starting our home tour video journey was met with a lot of setbacks. When we started the first few home tours, a lot of people in the industry were so-called like pouring a lot of cold water on us because they were saying that, why are you so extra? Why are you doing this home tour for your sellers? You're spoiling the market. Because back then, 2016, 2017, 2018, technically you can just post photos, static photographs on property portals and the property will sell. However, a lot of properties were stuck in the market. They were being marketed for 3, 6, 9, 12 months, and we identified that because there was just an over flooding of listings on property portals. Consumers find it very hard to differentiate. There were also a lot of duplicated listings. We just find that, why are we just using this one method of marketing? Because it's a very passive approach. When we look back at what we have done in 2016 December by creating that first video home tour, it was just a very short home tour up to today when we are creating like 10, 12, 15 minutes home tour. I think this journey is fantastic because we are virtualizing every real estate. We are bringing this value to consumers in terms of flexibility, mobility, and now as a consumer, I can then view homes at the luxury of my television screen at home anytime I want.